Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Yeah, the old clock says it's 5 o'clock. Beer 30. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer is our final beer of the evening. This is Harpoon Brewing Interrobang. Interrobang. And this is an Imperial Stout. Rico sent me this, and it does have a date on it, which is very, very hard to see. He put a sticker on there, and he says it's 2016. And I see 2016, but I don't see anything else other than 2016 written on the bottle. So I don't think it's got any more information, no month or no day. It's an Espresso Stout, cold brewed, Interrobang Imperial Stout, 52 IBUs, 18% alcohol. So they've got the IBUs, they've got the ABV, and they've got the vintage. We don't know whether it was done in January of 2016 or November of 2016. We're into December, so it's probably all we need. And I'm not going to cut any grade points or anything from that, because they have put the vintage on there, and we got the IBUs and the ABV. So we got the three things that we need. But this is an 18%er. This will knock you down in the dirt. Drink this one at home. This is a bigger bottle. This is not a 12-ouncer. Please drink this one at home. 18%. Even if you drink this in a bar or a brew pub, if you drink this much, if you drink 2 glasses of this at a bar or a brew pub, you're going to be drunk as a pig, and you're probably going to show your ass, and you're probably going to be stumbling around like a fool. And I'm at home, and all I got to do is stumble back to the bedroom and fall down. I ain't going to hurt anybody. I ain't going to hurt myself. I ain't going to hurt any innocent people. Do not drive after you've had an 18% beer. Please, please, drink responsibly. That's why I do all my stuff here, guys. I don't drink and drive anymore. I've been damn lucky from all the beers that I drank in my earlier years never to have had a DUI, knock on wood, because you're just taking your chances, guys. You don't want to have an accident and hurt an innocent man, woman, child, especially a child, or yourself. Or you don't want to go through a road check or just have a taillight out and the man pulls you over and you've had 1 or 2 of these. Because you know where you're going? You're going to the back seat, and then you're going downtown or wherever the jailhouse is in your jurisdiction, and it's where you're going to be. And then you get a DUI, that's $10,000. That's 10 grand. That's the minimum. That's the minimum. And you don't want that. Trust me, you don't want that. So please drink responsibly. So let's get on with this one. I don't want to feel like your old man talking to you, but I am. Don't do it. Drink at home, especially an 18%er. That'll hurt you. And that'll hurt a lot of other people if you're driving. So don't do it. Rico sent me this beer. He says it's an 18% Imperial Stout brewed with cold brew espresso from Equal Exchange and Apollo and Saz hops. The strongest beer Harpoon has brewed in its entire 30 years of operation. And guys, I don't want to say a lot, but I did quite a few of their beers when I first started doing beer reviews. And I found them to be very transitional. Wasn't a fan of theirs. If you're trying to get from a macro lager to something a little more taste, yeah. But if you're a seasoned craft beer drinker and you're looking for something a little more of their regular beers, just like Goose Island, the ones that are produced in New York, their IPA and all that, unless you're drinking their Bourbon County series or something like that, and they're owned by InBev, and I'm not a fan of theirs, guys. Y'all know that. I don't support the big guys. I want to support the little guys. And these guys here at Harpoon have stepped up their game a little bit, and they are producing a little bit bigger beers for people like me and you that are seasoned craft beer drinkers and want to have something a little more than a transitional beer. And that's what they're doing with this style here. And I'm sure this is not a cheap beer. The price, and it's really not that bad. 18%er, this is an $8 beer. My God, 18%. I paid $5 for a frickin' Budweiser in a bar before. And so people tell me all the time, oh, I ain't paying $5.50. I ain't paying $6 for 8, 9, 10 or bigger beer in a bar. Well, what the is wrong with you? If you're going to pay $5 for a Budweiser, Miller, or a Coors, and you don't want to pay $5.50 or $6 or a little bit more for something that's 18%, somebody ought to jap slap you upside your silly little head. No, it don't make any sense to me. I mean, if you're going to buy or drink an 18%er and you think $8 is too much to pay for a bomber, a 22-ounce bomber, you got your head screwed on wrong as far as I'm concerned. The strongest beer Harpoon has brewed in his 30 years, 52 IBUs. He said he bought this last week, and that's been a week or 2 or 3 ago. Has the year 2016 printed on the neck, and I've seen that. And he's got a little sticker on the back here with the arrow pointing to the date. It's very hard to see unless you know where to look. So, big time beer from these guys. Big time. Like he said, it's the strongest beer Harpoon has ever produced. 18%. That'll hurt a little boy. That'll hurt a lot of people. That'll hurt some big boys that they used to drinking that Budweiser Miller swill. So I'm hoping this is going to be an outstanding freaking beer, guys. So Rico, thanks again, my brother, for sending this to me. I'm really looking forward to this. This is the final beer of the evening for me. 18%er. This will probably not, even though the beers that I've drank and the ABV, large ABV beers that I have had, this will probably finish me off. And so, like I said, can't wait to dive into this one. And it's a big bottle. I'm going to share the other half. So hopefully we both can stagger to the bedroom and fall down. So, alright, let's get on with this. I don't want it to be a 30-minute beer review. Commercial description says this Imperial Coffee Stout is the strongest beer Harpoon's ever brewed. It is an 18% Imperial Stout brewed with espresso from Equal Exchange. Upfront espresso notes with a roasty finish. 18%, 52 IBUs, and the date. We got the year, we got the IBUs, we got the year, the vintage. That's all we need on an 18%er, trust me. It'd be nice to have the month, but not critical. 18%, this beer, it's brewed with coffee though. That's the only kicker there about selling this beer 10, 15, 20 years, that the coffee's probably going to fade. So, judge it accordingly, guys. If you want to sell it for a little bit, you can. Just be aware the coffee fades, just like hops, over time. So, nothing else we need to talk about. So, without further ado, we're going to run over and, well, I'll get the cap off of this thing, and I will tell you the cheeses are the buttery, brie, Gouda, Havarti, Swiss, and it goes well with your chocolate dishes. Not a big hit on that. The meat is beef, smoked meat, game, and grilled meat. Glassware to pint. Becker, Nonic, tumbler, snifter, oversized wine glass. I got my favorite snifter. And it says here can be sold for a long period of time. Just be aware that the coffee may fade if you try to do that. So, right down the center, about a quarter finger of head on that. Over to the light. I am getting some ruby tinges around the thin part. Pretty dark up here. But I am getting some red ruby tinges on it. So, a lot of times these stouts, you cannot see that. This one, I am getting a little bit of red rubiness around the thin part of the glass. So, let's get a nose on it. Big roasted barley notes on this. I'm getting a hint of some alcohol. It's 18%. There is some sweetness to it with the amount of malt and alcohol that we're getting on this beer. It does have a little bit of sweetness to the back end. I don't think any lactose was used in the brewing of this. As far as the nose, the coffee is not there. It's right out of the fridge. It's 40 degrees. That may come out once I let it come up to room temperature, which I will do. Got a wonderful aroma. Well, let's see what the taste is like. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate it, my brother. Wow. Very complex. A lot of stuff going on there. It's just not all alcohol. There is a lot of other stuff going on in this beer. Hints of some dark fruit. Bittersweet chocolate, roasted malt. Hints of licorice. Maybe some hints of tobacco. The coffee is not coming out right now. I am getting some hints of the coffee. But it's a different style of coffee. It's not like an espresso. I got a feeling those coffee notes are going to come out a lot more with what I'm tasting right now as it warms up. Alcohol is there, but for 18%er, I've had 8%ers that had more alcohol taste than this. So, let me pour her a glass, and like I said, let this come up to room temperature, step out and finish a Maduro wrapped cigar that I've got out on the deck that I was smoking on earlier, which will go great with this style of beer. Interesting coffee notes, I will say that. The coffee notes are not a typical strong black coffee or a strong espresso. There's a lot of different coffee notes that I'm getting in that. So let it warm up, and we'll come back and we'll see where this one ends. Let me sip on it for a little while. I am impressed. Like I said, Harpoon used to do a lot of transitional beers, and now they've stepped up and they are catering to a little bit more of the seasoned craft beer drinkers, and this beer fits right into that category. So 18%. I mean, if you're going to a Budweiser this will kill you. Alright guys, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sipping on about 30 minutes or so. Got a good buzz on this one. Shared the other half with the other half, and she loved it too. The only thing I can fuss about is these guys that try to do a coffee beer and then they age it or whatever. The coffee does not last. And it says right on the bottle here. 18% IBUs, 18% ABV, 52 IBUs, Espresso Stout, cold brewed. Harpoon, got a big question mark and stuff on there. Love beer, love life. 2016 version here, because it's got 2016 on the neck here, but no other information is there. The coffee is very subdued, guys. If you're expecting a big espresso coffee notes on this, it's not there. It is not there. Now, I've been sipping on this about 30 minutes. It does have some coffee aromas to it. I am getting some coffee notes on it now that's warmed up. But I don't think it's to the massive espresso stage. It's a little more subdued. And like I said, I don't know what month they put this in the bottle. They put it in January of 2016, or they put it in October of 2016. This is December. So I'm not sure exactly when in 2016 this was bottled. That's why I'd like to see the month. The day is not critical, but I would like to see the month so I know Was this put in a bottle in January? Was it put in a bottle in October or November? So you'll know how much the coffee has faded over time. If it had no coffee in there, it's not that critical. But when they say it's espresso coffee added to this beer, and then you pick it up, you buy it, you spend your money on this. It's not a cheap beer to buy, I'm sure. 18% beer is expensive. And like I told you guys, this beer, Rico spent $8 for this beer. Not a massive amount of money for an 18% beer. I mean, I've seen 18% beers go for $22, $25, even $30 for a bottle this size. So, great price. Excellent price. This is a good one to pick up if you can get it in your area. For the coffee notes that faded over time, 18%, this will put you into hammer lane real freaking quick. And it did me too. I got a good buzz. I have a good buzz on this beer. Very tasty though. Very, very tasty. I enjoyed this beer. I would buy this beer if I could get my hands on this beer here. Wonderful aroma. I'm getting more coffee notes now than I did when it was cold right out of the fridge. On the aroma and on the taste. Final chug. Excellent beer, guys. Excellent beer. I'm very impressed with what Harpoon is doing with this style of beer. I used to consider them a very transitional beer, and I didn't buy their beers. I tried several different varieties, and I found them very transitional. A lot of these breweries, like Harpoon, and even Sam Adams, are doing some of the bigger beers now. And of course, Sam Adams does the Utopias, which are astronomically expensive. And I've got quite a selection up there that I've never tried. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8 Utopias up there that I've never opened up any of them. And I'm hoping Rico's going to come by. He said he's going to come by sometime this month in December, and we're gonna probably crack one of those open. I want to share one of those with somebody that will appreciate it. And I have a lot of friends. Not a lot. I have several friends that appreciate craft beers, and I wouldn't mind cracking one of those open with them and trying something, because those are like 26 to 28% ABV beers. They would appreciate, but I would hate to do that and then them drive home. I don't want to see anybody get in trouble. That's my biggest thing. I don't want to see anybody have to go through a road check or get pulled over and they've had a 28% beer earlier, because you know what's going to happen. They are going downtown. And I don't want to see them to have that flashlight in their face, and they even have sniffers on their flashlights that can tell if you've been drinking alcohol. So, this is the kind of beer, these 18 and even the Utopias at 26 to 28%. Those beers are something you need to try or drink when you're at home, or if you're not driving anywhere. Or if you have a designated driver, your girlfriend, wife, or whatever, is going to take you home and they're not drinking that beer. Because it's just not worth it. The DUIs in this state cost a lot of money. And I don't want to see anybody have that problem. So, to me, guys, as far as I'm concerned, this is an excellent, well-made, outstanding beer. And when I go over to Rate Beer and Beer Advocate, there is no score for this beer, because not enough people have commented on this beer for them to give a rating on it. It's an outstanding beer. I would buy this beer if I could get it here. I would purchase this beer. But this is not something you want to drink every day. This is a special occasion beer, 18%. Just remember that, 18%. This is like 3 Budweisers in one bottle. If you drink a glass of this, it's like 3 beers in one. So, oh, I'm a big boy. I can drink that kind of beer. Yes, you sure can. If you go through a road check and you're driving, you will go downtown. That's what's going to happen. So, just drink responsibly, guys. That's my message here. If you're going to drink this style of beer and this ABV of beer, drink them at home. That way you're not going to get in trouble. You're not going to hurt yourself. You're not going to hurt any innocent people. Please drink responsibly. That's my biggest message here. So please, do it. Trust me, you'll be glad you did. So, if you can get this beer in your area, pick it up, take it home. Share it with the other half. Share it with your girlfriend. Share it with your mother or your father or best friend or whatever. It's great beer. Great beer. Great final beer of the evening for me. 18%er. I think I'm going to have some dinner and go fall down into bed. Yeah. It's an awesome beer, guys. As far as I'm concerned, this is an A beer for sure. And a lot of times these beers are. When they're aged in bourbon barrels or they're 18%ers or bigger like this one is, they're pretty awesome. Pretty damn tasty. So I enjoyed this beer. 9 out of 10 for me. A rating on this one, guys, I would probably give this a 98. And when we go over to Beer Advocate says, nah, we don't have any scores. What? And when you go over to Beer Advocate, they say, nah, we don't have any scores either. Well, what the is wrong with you? Why don't you have any scores? Harpoon is a large brewery. They put out some very tasty beers. A lot of them are transitional. This one is not. This one is not. This is for the seasoned craft beer drinker. And I enjoyed the shit out of this. This is pretty freaking awesome. As you can tell, I got a buzz. I do have a buzz. I enjoyed this beer. I would buy this beer, guys. I would buy this beer. And for our final check-in, we will run over to Untapped. Untapped is at 3.8. I think it is much better than that. But like I said, this is an A beer. 9 out of 10 for me on this one. Awesome beer. Very well made. Harpoon, 2 thumbs up on this beer. You got the date on the bottle. It's the vintage. 2016 is all we got. We don't have a month to know whether you done it in 2016 of January or 2016 of October or November. But it's not that critical. The only thing I'm concerned about is it's brewed with coffee. And that will fade over time, guys. So if you're picking it up as soon as they've done it and put it in a bottle, you're going to get a lot more espresso coffee notes than you are if it's been in a bottle for a year. So that is the only drawback to this, not having when they did it in the bottle. We know it's 2016, but we don't know what month. So with that being said, if you've had this one from Harpoon, this is their Interrobang. Interrobang. So let me know what you think. Big beer, got a buzz. I guess you could tell that already. Very tasty beer. Go have some dinner, go back and fall down into bed. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. If you've had this one from them, let me know what you think, guys. And as always, come on back tomorrow. Let's go see what's in the fridge. See everybody then.